Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to continue our Mad Titan Shadows Wave hero reviews. So this is the last Guardian that was on the list. This is the last Guardian hero to come out so far
But only second one on our list that we've done.
for this wave. Yes,
Yes.
and then when we do Galaxy's Most Wanted, we'll have quite a few more
Yes.
Guardians. But this is the latest Guardian hero to come out, which is Nebula. And Nebula's hero is very similar to the villain that came out in Galaxy's Most Wanted, which I really like the fact that her flavor is the same as a hero or as a villain, kind of like Magneto was as
Yes.
well. All right, but let's take a look at what Nebula can do. So first we'll go to the alter ego.
So in Alter Ego, Nebula has 3 recoveries. She's got a hand size of 6 and 9 hit points. She is an outlaw, and she has cybernetic upgrades. So she can repurpose after she plays not repurpose, as a response after she plays a technique upgrade, which we'll get to those in a minute. She can draw 2 cards. You can do that once per round.
Yep, and she's got a 3 recovery and a hand size 6 and 9 hit points.
I said that.
Did you?
I did.
All right, and then the Nebula Hero, she's a 2/2/2. She's a Guardian. She's got combat protocols, force response. After your turn begins, resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade you control, then discard each technique upgrade revealed this way. So these upgrades are are very similar to the ones that the villain version has. And yeah, if you start the beginning of the turn in hero form, then you get to trigger all your techniques.
Yeah, so she
You
could
have to trigger all your techniques.
Yeah, she can play the upgrades in either form, but because of her ability on her alter ego form, it actually behooves her to play them while she's in alter ego.
Right. And timing is very important for when the hero, so she's going to be flipping back and forth, and we got cards that kind of reflect that. But her signature ally is Gamora. And so Gamora, you want to read her?
Yeah, Gamora's a 3-cost ally. She's a guardian. She has 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. And as a response, after you play Gamora, you choose a technique upgrade you control, then resolve its special ability.
All right. And then we have the team up card, Daughters of Thanos. Team up with Gamora and Nebula, max 1 per deck. You get to draw 3 cards. So that's pretty good.
Okay. All right, so her ship, Nebula's ship, is a 2-cost support. It's a vehicle, and you can exhaust her ship to generate a wild resource.
Okay. And then she's got lots of techniques, and she's got like 2 copies, I think, of each one. So the first one,
You got 5 techniques, I think.
yeah, it's Cutthroat Ambition. It's a 1-cost upgrade. They all cost 1, by the way. It's a technique. When Nebula is in hero form, her attacks gain piercing and overkill. And then when you resolve the special, like the beginning of a hero phase, and you'll see some other ways you can trigger them, like Gamora, for example. It's a thwart, special thwart. You can remove 3 threat from a scheme.
So, and if Gamora triggers them, they don't discard afterwards because that is part of Nebula's combat protocols. That's not part of the abilities or of the upgrades.
So she actually has 6.
Oh, 6? I thought it was 5.
But
Okay.
only 1 copy of a couple. This is
Okay.
This is one of the
So
ones.
evasive maneuvering is a 1-cost upgrade. It's a technique upgrade. While in hero form, Nebula ignores the guard keyword and patrol keyword and the crisis icon. And the special in this one is you choose to either stun or confuse an enemy.
Okay. And then the other one that we have 1 copy of is Unyielding Persistence. When in hero form, Nebula gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, and gains Stalwart. And as the special, give her a tough status card.
Okay, then we've got 2 copies of the Weapons Master technique. It is while in hero form, Nebula gains Retaliate 1. And as a special, the special deals 4 damage to an enemy. Now, what's cool is if you actually have both of these out, she will get Retaliate 2.
Yep.
They do add up.
Yep. All right. Then we got 2 copies of White Stance. When Nebula is in hero form, reduce the amount of damage she takes from each attack by 1. So if you have both out, it'd be by 2.
Yep.
And then the special is you get to look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, discard 1, and put the others back in any order. So you get to manipulate the encounter deck, which is kind of cool.
Yep. All right, then we've got Combat Ready. It's a zero cost skill, and it's alter ego action. There's two of these in the deck, and you can choose to either shuffle up to 2 technique upgrades from your discard pile into your deck, or discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a technique upgrade. You put that into play, and then it resolves its special ability. So that's actually kind of pretty cool, especially if you've got a small deck and you know what's left.
All right, then we have 3 copies of Lethal Intent. It costs X. So hero action, choose up to X technique upgrades you control. Resolve each of their special abilities in the order of your choice. So that's really nice when you got a lot of them out.
Yeah, and you can pick and choose how many of them you want to trigger by how much you pay. So
All right, and then her obligation.
her obligation. So the inferiority complex. You give this to Nebula. She can flip to alter ego form and exhaust to remove it from the game. Or if she either can't or chooses not to, then she can choose to discard 2 technique upgrades she controls. And if no upgrades were discarded, then the card gains surge and you discard it.
Okay. Then her signature ally is Gamora, but her signature nemesis is also Gamora. And when we get to Gamora, Nebula, so that they're bickering sisters here. So she's got 2 scheme, 2 attacks, 6 hit points. She's an elite outlaw. And when this minion would enter play, you discard the Gamora ally from play. After Gamora destroys
destroys the galaxy,
Yeah.
or at least the ship.
Well, she is the most dangerous woman in the galaxy. Forced response. After Gamora attacks and damages you, choose and discard an upgrade you control.
Now, it does not have to be one of your technique upgrades, but you are definitely going to have those out, and those are ones that you can get back. So depending on what you need, those could potentially be the ones that you discard, but they don't have to be. Her side scheme is self-preservation here, the Nemesis side scheme, and Nebula gets -1 thwart, -1 attack, and -1 defense while this is out, so she becomes a 1/1/1. And Gamora gets +1 attack, and her attacks gain piercing. So what's kind of cool, though, is, I mean, yeah, Nebula's going to get the negatives, but if this one's out and you've gotten rid of the Gamora Nemesis and you get the Gamora ally back out, she'll actually get +1 attack, but you'd probably still rather get rid of it.
Or if you're playing multiplayer and the other player's playing as Gamora.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's interesting because then the Gamora ally doesn't come out. The minion or the ally, neither one can come out.
Right, the Nemesis minion. But the rest, so the rest of your shadows would come out, and then you would get surge because your signature Nemesis could come out.
All right, so then we've got lethal attachment. It is a lethal weapon. Lethal weapon. It is a not one cost. It is a +1 attack attachment, weapon attachment. You attach to Gamora. If you can't, then you attach it to the villain. And you discard an upgrade you control to discard this attachment as a hero action.
All you have to remember is I'm getting too old for this. Beep.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 2 copies of Old Rivals. It's the Treachery. Gamora attacks you. If no attack was made this way, this card gains surge. If the Gamora hero or ally is in play, she resolves her attack against you without exhausting. So this is, and it could be with a +1. So when we saw with the side scheme. So yeah, so if I'm playing as Gamora and Dirk's playing as Nebula, and then this Old Rivals shows up for Dirk, then I'm attacking him. But apparently if I draw it, then I'm attacking myself. All right. So we've got so the key for Nebula is to get the techniques out, and you want to spend as many techniques as you can. Also, you might want to flip forms for timing. So we have a lot of cards for that work with drawing. She has a Guardian, so we didn't pull like all the Guardian allies.
Yeah, we pulled a couple of Guardian cards.
But yeah, so you can make a Guardian tribal deck and do the whole Yondu, Voltron and things like that, but we didn't pull those cards. But the main thing was kind of like when you switch forms and cards that allow you to draw cards.
Yeah, those are big things for her because she does want to try to get those. Now, we didn't actually play Assess the Situation. I forgot to grab that one.
Yeah, that
would have been a good one.
That's an awesome one. All right. So the first card we have here is Bring It. Max 1 per phase. Draw 1 card for each minion engaged with you.
Okay, then we've got Dropkick here. Dropkick is a 3-cost attack event. As a hero action, you can deal 4 damage to an enemy, and if you paid for this using only strength resources, you can stun and confuse you can stun the enemy and draw a card. See, I'm confused. That's what it is. But yeah, so the card draw there. I mean, it can be difficult to pay for that with all strength, but if you can pull that off, then it's got that card draw with it that's worthwhile for her.
Okay, then we got Plan of Attack. Now, this one is just because you're playing aggression, you're going to have probably a lot of aggression events. This doesn't really help her specifically, but, she's going to be an alter ego conceivably more often than other heroes.
Yes.
So you search the top 4 cards of your deck, 7 if you're an alter ego, for an attack event, and add it to your hand, shuffle your hand. Now, your techniques are upgrades, so the only thing this would actually trigger would be any aggression events that you have in your deck.
Yeah, and it was more that we got this because you are going down so often, more than likely. Then we've got Press the Advantage. It's a 1-cost attack event. You can deal 2 damage to an enemy, and if the enemy is stunned or confused, you can draw a card. And of course, there are ways to stun and confuse the enemies with her.
All right, and this is one of the change form cards, Surprise Attack. Hero response. After you change forms, deal 3 damage to an enemy, 4 damage instead if you paid for this card using a strength resource.
Okay, we've got Blood Rage. It is a 1-cost condition upgrade, a max 1 per player, but as a response, after you defeat an enemy with a basic attack, you can exhaust Blood Rage, take a damage, and draw a card. So that one does require you to use a basic attack, but then you can actually draw a card there. You do have to take a damage as well, though.
Right. The last aggression card we have here is Hall of Heroes. So after you defeat a minion, you place a glory counter here, and then exhaust Hall of Heroes and remove 3 glory counters to draw 3 cards. So the nice thing is, you're an alter ego, so you're not triggering your techniques, and hopefully you draw some techniques and you play one, and you could draw even 2 more cards. So you can come up with a pretty big hand size. All right, and Justice.
All right, for Justice, first one we've got here is Clear the Event. It's a 1-cost thwart event. It's a hero action. You can remove 2 threat from a scheme, and if this removes the last threat from the scheme, you get to draw a card.
It's also called Clear the Area.
What'd I say?
Clear the Event.
Okay.
Then we got Lay Down the Law.
You know what I meant.
It's 1 cost. I don't know if they do. Lay Down the Law, because I don't think you.
It says it right there.
I don't think you know what you're doing. All right, Lay Down the Law, 1 cost event. Thwart. A hero response thwart. After you change forms, remove 3 threat from a scheme, 4 instead if you spent a mental to pay for it. And no.
This is one of my favorite cards. I love this no matter who I'm playing, but it works very well with Nebula because she can really use the card draw, but it's one way or another. It's a 0-cost event, max 1 per round, unfortunately. But you can search the encounter deck for a side scheme, reveal that side scheme, and then draw 3 cards.
Actually, I think that card came in her set, if I remember right.
Is that her set?
I think so.
That is her set. You are correct. It actually is.
Then we got Skilled Investigator. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. After a side scheme is defeated, exhaust Skilled Investigator, draw a card.
Okay, for allies here, we've got Cypher. Cypher's a 2-cost ally. He's an X-Force ally with 1 thwart, 1 attack, and 2 health. But as a response, after he attacks and damages a confused enemy, draw a card.
Okay. Then for leadership, we got Cable. He costs 4, 2 thwart, 3 attack with 2 consequential on the attack. Psionic X-Force, 3 hit points. But after Cable thwarts and defeats a side scheme, you get to draw a card.
Right, then we've got Major Victory. So he is a Guardian. He's a 2-cost Guardian with 1 thwart, 1 attack, and 2 hit points. But when he is defeated, you can choose a friendly Guardian character and ready that character. So you could choose to ready yourself or another Guardian character if you're going with a Guardian theme.
Okay. And then we got
another one of my favorite cards.
Best ally in the game.
Yes.
2 costs, Maria Hill, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points, shield. After Maria Hill enters play, each player draws a card. Then to go along that same line.
So we got White Tiger here. She is a 3-cost Avenger ally. She thwarts for 2, attacks for 2, and has 2 hit points. But after you play her... What? Huh? Oh. So after you play her from your hand, she does have to be played from your hand. It doesn't work with things like Make the Call. But you can draw X cards to a maximum of 3, where X is equal to the villain's stage number. So, and if the villain doesn't have a stage number, you'll get a card. So if you're playing on Expert mode and you're on the second phase of the villain, then you're drawing 3 cards whenever she comes out.
Yeah.
So
that's the selfish Maria Hill.
yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like, I want all of the cards.
2-cost support. Play under any player's control. Max 1 team card per player. If each of your characters has the Guardian trait, this card gains response after you play an upgrade or on an ally, draw 1 card. So this is, you would be doing like Voltron or,
the Yondu
Guardian.
Voltron and this card are phenomenal together if you're playing a Guardian.
Yeah.
We've got Moxie here. It's a 0-cost event. As a hero response, after you change form, your hero gets +1 to each of their stats until the end of the round. So this is great. Whenever you're coming up, you get to do that. So you get the extra stats in there whenever you flip up.
And this card is good if you're doing the ally spam strategy. 0 cost, strength in numbers. Exhaust any number of allies you control. Draw 1 card for each ally exhausted this way.
Yeah, and that one doesn't matter if they're the same, if they share a trait with you. Then we've got Mission Leader, so it's a 2-cost upgrade. It's a title. You reduce the cost of the Mission Leader by 1 if you're a soldier. You do not have the soldier trait, but the important part is as a hero response after you defeat a side scheme, you can exhaust it and each player draws a card.
Okay. And then for protection, we got Perseverance, 1-cost event. After you change form, give your hero a tough status card. So that's part of the flipping.
We've got Taunt. It's a 1-cost event. This one is a tactic as a hero action. The villain attacks you, and other characters cannot defend against this, but this gets you 3 card draw. So this is kind of like the protection version of the
Can't believe you
protection version of one way or another. No, I was trying to find the card. So it's kind of like the protection version there. So
thought you forgot the name.
no, I did not forget the name of that card.
All right, then we got Defensive Energy, max 2 per deck. When you spin this card to play defense event, you get to draw a card.
Yeah, so you probably are, you are playing defense, so you've probably got some defense events. You may not have a lot, so you'll depend on how many of them you have, whether you want to use that, but the card draw's nice. Then we've got Change of Fortune. It's a 1-cost upgrade. You can play under any player's control, max 1 per player. But as a response after you defeat an enemy during the villain phase, not the vanilla phase, you can exhaust this card to draw 2 cards.
But 4 cards during the chocolate phase.
Yes, that would be a great one.
Okay, then we got Ready for a Fight. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a preparation card. Requires a strength to pay for it. Max 1 per player. When an enemy would scheme, discard Ready for a Fight, change to hero form, that enemy attacks you instead. So this is kind of nice if you had gone down to Alter Ego to avoid having to get the extra card, but you want to still trigger your techniques because at the end of this, you're going to be in a hero phase. So the next hero phase, your techniques will trigger.
Yeah,
but you could end up with an extra card in your hand.
Well, extra couple of cards because you'll get the extra card from being in hero form, or in Alter Ego form, and then the extra card if you manage to play an upgrade.
Except for you change to hero form. That's an Alter Ego ability.
Oh, that's right. Yep, never mind. You're right. That happens beforehand. All right, then we've got Unflappable. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a condition, but you can play it under any player's control, max 1 per player. After you defend against an attack and take no damage, you can exhaust Unflappable and draw a card. Now, you do have to build her defense up a little bit to make sure that this is going to grant it to you on a consistent basis. She's probably not getting this out of the box, but if you are, adding some stuff to help increase your defense, then this one's really good for card draw.
Yeah, you can throw an Armored Vest and play Desperate Defense and those kind of cards.
Yes.
All right, then we got Pool. So this card is I Got This. It's a 1-cost event. Hero action is the following icons are on 1 or more cards in play. So the big one is the hazard down there where you can draw a card.
Oh, you're right. Those do have pluses on them. All 3 of them do. All 3 of the bottom ones. We had a discussion before we started filming about the symbology.
Okay. But if it's a crisis, you get to deal 3 damage to an enemy. If it's an acceleration, remove 2 threat from a scheme. And if it's a amplify. Yeah.
Aha.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Already an ally you control. But the big one is the hazard.
Hazard gets you a card draw.
Yeah.
All right, then we've also got Get in Front of Me. It's a 1-cost event. As a hero interrupt, when a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, you can cancel its effect It's one of revealed effects, and the villain attacks you instead. Now, if an ally or another hero defends the attack, you get to draw a card. So you can actually throw an ally in front of this and get a card draw out of it, so you don't take the attack. If you're solo, or you can maybe convince the protection player to jump in front of it for you, because they might want to anyways.
It's like, yeah, Dirk, jump in front so I can draw a card.
Yeah.
All right, then for basic, we got Ironheart here. She costs 2, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points champion. But after you play Ironheart from your hand, draw a card. And so these are all like the card drawing allies, basically.
Yep. Of course, we've got Nick Fury, the original Nick Fury. He's a 4-cost shield spy ally. Thwarts for 2, attacks for 2, has 3 hit points. But as a force response, after he enters play, you can choose one of the following. You can either remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, which is the one that we've got him in here for, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. And at the end of the round, if he's still in play, you discard him. But yeah, that card draw is why we tend to use him the majority of the time for the card draw, but not always.
Yeah, if you wanted to do the Deadpool thing, you could. Not on my cards, but on your copy. You could just block out 2 threat from a scheme or 4 damage from an enemy. Because,
well, if you do it in sleeves, you can just do it over the sleeve.
Yeah. All right.
See?
Then we got Nick Fury Sr. He costs 4, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. He's part of the disposables. After Nick Fury Sr.
trying to get that to be an official group.
I did talk to Tony about it. After Nick Fury Sr. enters play, choose one, remove 3 threat from a scheme, draw 2 cards, or give a shield character a tough status card. And at the end of the round, if Nick Fury Sr. is still in play, discard him. So again, it's only 2 cards, but you're probably doing it for the draw 2 cards.
Yeah, so, and considering they have the same cost, same stat lines and everything, if you're doing, it's probably so that you can get both of them in there if you're using Senior. Otherwise, you're probably going to go for Papa, or you're going for Junior, more than likely if you're actually, if you have it.
All you care about the card draw.
Yeah.
But I mean, the removing the threat is nice too, so. All right, this is a card I hardly ever play, but the fact that
you go down so much.
You're going down so much, you can. It costs 2, but you can heal damage from your alter ego equal to your recovery. Now we've been finding with which is 3 in this case. So you don't have to exhaust, or you can do a double recovery. But we've been seeing some of the newer heroes now where it's like you get to do alternate actions for recovering. So that's kind of made me think.
So there's a chance we might be using this card a little bit more with some of the new stuff that's coming out.
Maybe.
I said maybe.
All right, and then
another one of my favorite cards. Ooh, I got 3 of my favorite cards of the game all in one hero thing. So specialized training. I love the player side schemes. This might actually be my favorite of the player side schemes.
Might be.
Yeah, it might be. No, it is. It is. But it costs 1 to put into play. It comes out with 5 threat per player, victory 0. But when defeated, each player who does not control a specialization upgrade chooses 1 set-aside specialization upgrade and puts it into play under their control. And what we've got here is we've got the combat specialist, defense specialist, surveillance specialist, and frontline specialist. Each of them gives you a plus in a stat. Either attack, defense, thwart, or just hit points. And then they also have a response that after you perform the action that coincides with that stat, you get to draw a card. For the hit point one, it's whenever you take damage from an attack. But those are great cards, and if you're playing a multiplayer game, the other players are going to love you for that one.
All right. And this is one I thought of.
Yeah, and this one actually probably works a little bit better for her, though.
Superpower training, victory 0. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific upgrade. All your techniques are identity-specific upgrade.
10 cards, I think.
And then shuffle. So it comes in with 3 threat per player. And then we got some more card draw stuff.
Of course, Avengers Mansion, it's 4-cost support. So it's a little bit on the pricey side, but you can max 1 per player, but you can exhaust the Avenger Mansion, choose a player, and that player draws a card.
Okay. Then we have the CITT, 2-cost support. That's a vehicle. Exhaust CITT and spend 2 resources of any type to ready a Guardian character. So this would allow you to get an extra activation. Yep. Now, your techniques are incredibly important. You want them to trigger the beginning of the hero phase, but there's that old caught off guard. But this card can help protect you from that.
Front office organization. So this is a zero cost location support, or front organization, not office.
Dirk likes to add words.
Yeah. I add
words.
words, I take out words, I change them. Yeah. But you can play this under any player's control, max one per player. But as an interrupt, when an encounter card would cause you to discard a card you control, you can discard this instead. So
Okay.
it's really nice, and we've been using that actually quite a bit since it came out.
Then we have nowhere to run. It's a 2-cost support. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait. Increase your ally limit by 1. After a player plays a Guardian ally, exhaust nowhere, that player draws a card. So
I'm going to start calling this Nowhere to Run now.
probably. I got to come up with
I've
something.
been calling it Nowhere Man, actually.
Nowhere Man.
Yeah.
So this would be if you're playing a Guardian heavy deck, like Yondu, or just having a lot of Guardian allies. There's a lot of basic Guardian allies. We didn't throw them in, but that.
Yeah, but honestly, Yondu, Nowhere, Guardians of the Galaxy, great combination there.
Yep.
Then we've got team building exercises, a classic one here. It's a 2-cost support. And as a hero action, you can exhaust it to play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its resource cost by 1. So again, if you're playing a Guardian themed deck, this one works really well because unfortunately the Outlaw side wouldn't work even if you were in hero form. But she's a Guardian when she's in hero.
And the last card we have, it's ready to rumble because, like we were saying, she's probably going to flip down quite a bit to build up your techniques and trigger them when you want to. So ready to rumble is cost 1. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. After you change forms, discard this card. Ready your hero.
So hopefully you've got the recuperation out there, so you don't necessarily need to go down, or you don't need to exhaust to heal, but you could actually do both of those to heal for a total of 6, come up and be ready.
Yeah.
So,
yep. All right. So it's been a while since I played Nebula, but Nebula is pretty fun. I like the fact that she played very similar to the villain version, and she was the first character that was a minion, a signature minion,
the trifecta.
And then a villain and
a nemesis
and a hero. Yeah, that's what the
hero.
When I said signature, I meant nemesis minion. But
you said signature. I was thinking ally. So hero, signature ally. She's not a regular ally anymore. No. Nope. So hero, signature ally, minion, and nemesis.
Yeah.
Or not minion. Villain and Nebula. Nemesis. Yeah. Just,
all right, we're gonna end.
I'm out of here.
We're gonna end this so Dirk can take it out. All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right, please like and subscribe. And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you will get alerts whenever we put up new videos.
All right, bye.